we're eating.
We're celebrating
fat.
World Radio Day today, and I have some legends, some grey-haired masters in the radio right here. I have one very sweet song of yours. I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know why when you people will just stop. Can you just talk about me like a human being?
Some shows.
I'm not food. Wait, I'm not food. Hello.
How you holding up now?
I'm feeling great today. It's World Radio Day. It's like the birthday of my baby. It's I don't. Let's. We'll talk about it when we come back around.
So
but I'm feeling good. My name is
very-
Chinwe Blessing, by the way.
Thank you, Chinwe, for being part of this particular birthday celebration. But I'm not seeing any cake here. So then again, I have I have one very gentle man.
City pride.
As in, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Adol. So you can just please introduce yourself, my brother.
Okay, I'll stick with the sport bishop, so Arinzechi.
Okay.
But anyway, come on, it's our birthday.
Icon.
Come on,
Legend.
Come on.
Kill that.
We will find them very soon. There are certain questions that will expose who the
Kill
ancients
them.
of days are in this building. They will show themselves.
We have one grandpa,
Daddy.
Mr. Johnson.
Makoji,
Give it to us. How are you today?
aka Mr. J.
How are you today?
Very fine.
This is our birthday. Have fun. We're
Amen.
celebrating World Radio Day today, so we're here to just let us know a few things about radio. But then again, I have someone special in the building. Sir, with all due respect, please.
Mr.
move to the
Ade,
mic.
Mr. Ade Folari.
With all due respect.
All right. Blessing should do the introduction, but if she is not doing introduction because
He
today
is-
is her baby's birthday,
He's-
it is a radio day birthday. Adefola Olamide, political economist and in-house analyst for VOP.
Yeah, so basically what we've got going on here, there's just one person who hasn't introduced himself because he's been too busy introducing everybody else.
Okay, you can
I call him Mr. Zaza,
Oh, yeah.
but
Please.
we had to question him when he got here. Kindly do us the honors, sir.
Plex. You can call me Zaza right here in the city of Abuja and beyond. I know that you can hear me wherever you are. Believe me, you can hear me. So today, as we celebrate World Radio Day, remember, I want to take a moment just to acknowledge the profound impact of radio in our lives and in the life of all of you right here. Now, since its invention, radio has served people in different areas. Believe me, it's been used for communication, connecting people across vast distances, and bringing news, music, entertainment into our homes and our lives. So radio has been known for just three things: information, entertainment, and of course education. So we have been able to do that. We've been able to bring that through the medium. And of course, this is Voice of the People. Believe me, you have a voice when you hear Voice of the People. So then again, I'm here with these legends, icons, grey masters of radio.
You're making me feel old.
Please, sir, with all due respect, I want you to just give me just a little snippet of your radio journey so far. Then begin with notes, so please.
I think it's been I love to say a jolly ride because there is no, to me, I believe everything happens for a reason.
True.
I wouldn't say I stumbled on radio. I think radio chose me.
That's the thing about radio. Yeah, sorry to interject. Like, if you are for radio,
I choose
you're
radio.
for radio.
It was-
If you're not for radio, you're not going to stay. It's like if I don't know if you guys feel me. It's that if you belong in the radio space,
Yeah.
you can't leave. Even if you try to leave, you will wait, you are going to come back. You see this microphone, you're going to come back to it.
It was the condition of the country.
You know what? Have
It
you
was the condition of this country
Yeah.
that made me choose radio.
Have
I
you-
was looking for a job up and down.
No, you want
Yes,
to
and
bring
that's
us somewhere
No,
because
that's the point.
if I am looking for work,
20 years ago.
is it? I promised the listeners on Lifestyle 360 today we're going to be shattering tables.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're looking for work, is radio.
You know you're part of it.
Is radio. No. Let's be honest. Mr. Johnson has been on radio. How long have you been? Mr. J, how long have you been on radio?
Since 2000.
Wow.
That's.
That is 24 years.
2 decades and 4
We do not
years.
have a bell in this place. We need to ring you a bell. That's why I said legendary.
Sir, in the 24 years that you've been on radio, please help
Help
your
us.
life. Has radio ever been the job you go to where you're looking for money?
No.
let's just find something doing. Let's just find something doing. Basically, I feel some person be like, make I just find workshop, make I try.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You see, radio per se, a lot of people say, they got it was a way of finding a way time. But see, one thing I've learned about radio in my over one decade of staying here is the fact that if you're not meant for radio, it will ease you out.
Yeah.
It'll purge you out, like you'll come on.
Quickly ease you out. You won't know how you came and how you left. It will be before you know it, you're out. Split second.
For me, it was the impact for me. I came in as a producer.
Yeah.
And then I found myself doing other things.
And then the mic loved you.
Oh my goodness.
I was in school, basically, studying accountancy. Obviously, and then a certain young lady right now who is in the movie industry, Akorode, Kay, she was one who told us, and also, you got the voice for radio, come join our youth forum, that was what she called it. Come and talk about youth issues that affect the youth, I was like, okay, then it was recorded, and then I'll say I will try, and one day I was doing nothing. After so many promises and failing, I walked into the recording studio and then we recorded, and she was like, "Wow, you're so good. You're gonna come back next time." And I started coming for the recording.
I'm going to ask you in a bit how much when radio step pay you, because we know the truth. All of us is in this. Yeah. But before we go there, Mr. J, pay 2000.
24 years. That's over like two decades.
2000. Yeah? You started radio in the year 2000. I don't want to tell you where I was in the year 2000.
How old were you then?
Oh wow!
Don't be asking me those type of questions.
I don't think I honestly don't think those questions will be relevant to this discussion.
I get it was just
yeah, it's a very good thing for calendar designers to actually recognize radio. True. Because if we have to go back into the history means of communication, you can't do that without mentioning radio, and up till today it's still relevant in communication. Yeah. So it's very, very important, and I have to commend the calendar makers for recognizing today International Day of Radio. Radio, for us to be in radio, I come from the engineering background. I am a broadcast engineer par excellence, and we started, when I mentioned the time I started radio, that is analog era. Even though everything is digitalized now, so I am one of the privileged ones, and for me to still remain in this industry, it is because of what one of you had earlier mentioned: passion, the desire. If you don't have passion for radio is not the kind of job that you will stay long in. Like you will just, maybe you come into radio because of your need for money. You won't know when radio will ease you out, because
I always say this, radio will not pay you, but radio will pay you.
Yes,
exactly.
Windows on platforms.
I don't know. I want to send this question to Adefolari now. I think we've all been in that situation, but have you been in a situation where you're offered a job on I told you today I'm shaking tables all the when you're offered like a job at a radio station and they're like, right now we don't have a budget, but you have laxity to make your money, you have the freedom
to make your money
if you can. Have you been in that situation?
Had the opportunity set your voice to be heard. You want to find solutions to problem in our society. So as someone that have been on radio and TV as analysts, particularly analysts like us, we're looking for solutions to problem of the society. So the first thing that comes to our mind, will this solution work properly, and at the end of the day, will you also pay our bills? So the first thing is your passion, and that's what has kept me this long on the radio set. Although I'm not Methuselah like my very good friend here, but I think my coming to radio is less than 6 years, and although I've been in multimedia broadcaster, starting with the newspaper as a writer, as a feature.
I've read some of your work. You write so well.
Thank you for that. And writing, engaging analysis, then move to the TV, then from TV I move to the radio, and I think it has been blessed. And I want to say that radio has been a wonderful medium that you have to say what you need to say so that attention can be drawn and solutions can be found to issues around our society. Blessing, you are looking the other way. That is just what radio have done for us.
I mean, would you say in your now, Zaza, this one is for you. In your for anybody actually.
Because I was expecting the bullet. It was going to be direct.
It was. Well, let me not put you on the spot. Yeah,
Okay,
but they'll
okay,
say
go
I get it for Bele.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm never ready to burn you yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you, in your experience, in all of our radio experiences, would you say that the passion is enough? Like, do you think that radio presenters or people that work in radio generally, the presenters, the engineers, the executives, do you think that they are compensated for the amount of work that they put in? Because people don't understand the amount of energy.
Not at all. Don't bother yourself going far with that question.
No, first of all, as we reflect on the significance of radio, let us first of all put at the back of our mind people that work tirelessly, effortlessly, without being paid. There are some of us that joined this.
We were going to come here. But I can tell you that if you pick 10, quote me anywhere, social media, pick 10 radio presenters at random. Pick 10 radio presenters at random and ask them.
Were you paid the first 3 months?
For the first 2 years.
First 3 months.
That you worked on radio, were you paid?
Can I stretch it a bit to 5 or 4 years?
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
That
was how I joined.
It was that bad. No,
that was how I joined.
They will tell you we're giving you the normal quote in those days when we started was we're giving you
a platform
to succeed.
You just use it
to succeed.
You get there. I believe in your abilities, your attributes.
Let's not kill the spirit of others that want to come into radio.
No.
Yes, because at the end of the day, we've been able to use the platform wisely.
Exactly. Yes, most of us.
Before we come to using it, let's dwell on the fact that there was a suffering that suffered.
Yes.
No, because I have been on radio this year 9 years.
Wow.
In April. It makes it 9 years. I was schooling and working on radio, and it took a lot of radio is a lot of work. It takes all of.
If I add my school years, I could get to 15.
You see, I was schooling and working on radio, and I started as a programs. I started as a programs assistant, and I've only been paid to work on radio for not up to 5 years. Not up to 5 years, say roughly 5 years that I've been placed on salary, pay that you have, salary that you're collecting. So imagine how long.
You know the funny part about radio? People don't understand.
My own is easy. I've heard stories.
People don't understand that radio work is a long time thing. Not about long time. There's a lot of processes. Like I said, it was a production assistant. Yeah. There are a lot of things before they get the end product they hear on radio. And if you look at that, if you look at from the brainstorming to your writing of your script to your producers
but then again,
do you know if you look at that, that's quick. I want to ask what you're saying. That's what I'm saying is.
Go ahead.
If you look at the chain, don't be surprised. The only person who gets paid in that chain is the presenter.
Through because she has the platform. And she's been able to.
I asked what happened to the assistant? What happened to the producers? What happened to
the
guys who research this content?
In our
who
day,
make the presenter look so fantastic?
In our day, the assistant, that whole show, now you. The entire thing that the presenter is saying.
It's just to read your script, enjoy yourself.
You're the one doing that.
Yeah.
How long did you work before getting paid? Me, that's my own.
No, my case was a different scenario because I read the letter and I come in as a broadcast engineer.
Yeah.
I am going to work behind the scene.
Behind the scene, of course.
So the opportunity for me to sell myself
is not there.
When you are working behind the scene, you won't be seen, but your work speaks for you.
That's right.
Who are doing this work? We did this work very well, but we get paid from the very first month because we came in employed.
Without you, there will be no us.
Exactly.
Without you, there will be no us. Definitely.
Exactly.
Sure.
Okay.
I think for people like us, we didn't enter radio or the media full time. We enter like a volunteer staff.
Okay.
We enter like someone who come in as a volunteer. Particularly, I entered the media either in the newspaper or magazine that I worked. I went as a volunteer. They moved to the radio and TV as a volunteer. Then within the period I've been serving as a volunteer, there are times that the passion just have to grow. If the passion is not there, you won't see me here today because it is the passion that kept us. Imagine someone like me serving as analyst, and they'll tell you by 7 a.m. there is a program tomorrow, and I'm going to travel all the way outskirts of Abuja.
Nobody's paying you.
Nobody's
You're
paying
using your transport money to go there,
like
just because your voice needs to be heard.
Exactly. So like tomorrow morning now, I'm going to be in like 3 radio stations and 2 TV stations tomorrow, and I'm leaving my own ass.
What is that drive pushing you? Let me ask again. What is that drive? Don't tell me it's passion.
No. When
Again, it is passion.
I know. Yes. But what is there's something. There's something.
No, there's something.
They used to
it might pay for me.
Blessing said something. He said radio will not pay you, but it will pay.
It will pay
you.
That
yeah.
is just what. And
Very
that
true.
payment is like when you said, the reward of a teacher is in heaven.
Yes.
But I'm not waiting for my reward as an analyst on radio or TV.
In heaven, no.
But there's a day of
Absolutely.
reckoning, because I've seen people who did it earlier before mine, who did it 30, 20 years, 30 years.
One thing I
today they are reaping it. So that is the effect. That is one of the things that
one thing I think radio will do for you very well is exposure.
Expose you to people.
Now you are building yourself, so you cannot over time.
You are building your brand.
Your brand.
Because you are the brand.
Over time, it will pay off, because people would work with you more when they know you're associated to something. You're like the bridge between the people and whosoever the government.
Now that you've mentioned like you are the brand and
Yes.
you're building yourself,
Yes.
I feel like this is where we now need to talk to our colleagues to say personal branding is a thing.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, personalities, especially the ones on air, focus on building their programs for the station. You're all about the station. You're all about the because you work on radio and you are not seen. You forget that you have a personal brand, because people follow radio stations because of the quality
People
of the
are the
programming,
presenters.
and the quality of the programming is dependent
On the presenter.
on the quality of the presenter.
Absolutely.
So after you have finished building your brain, my dear presenter and upcoming aspiring
presenters,
have you
OAPs, as
built
it's called now.
yourself? Have you built your brand, your personal brand? Would you look like
What you sound.
what you have in your head? Because there is
Exactly.
this mindset. A lot of people meet me and they're like,
Oh,
this is you? Like I've never seen OAPs that look good. And I'm like, no, I people need to change their minds about that, because OAPs are indeed very beautiful people. Like if you're streaming on YouTube right now, I mean, look at the faces in the studio.
Okay, so but quickly, I want to quickly appreciate one person, the investors, the owners, the people that invest in radio, because without
Start appreciating
them,
first before we now drag them.
Before we drag them like small Genesis, let me first of all appreciate them, because without these people, I've been able to work in a few radio stations before I got here. So without them, we would not have that platform. Sorry, take your thing back, because we do not have that kind of money to get some of these equipments. Now they provided this particular platform for us, so we should use it wisely. And we've been using it wisely.
Let me take you back to the COVID-19 era. Where the guys who invested on radio were reaping absolutely zero. There was nothing really coming in, because basically
Businesses
radios
shut
were
down.
shutting down, TV were shutting, and some people
I
stayed
was
true
live during
during that period.
No, at that time,
People
not
I was
all
live
radio.
during COVID.
No,
Were
that's
you
not.
live
I said people were showing, but some people
were
stood
live.
tall. So we give kudos to our investors.
Yeah.
The radio kept on working. Even while people were locked down, radio kept on working.
Do you know?
People kept
I
on.
worked more during COVID
Than any
I was
other
going
people.
to work
Exactly.
more. I was driving as early as 6 a.m. Pick the
guest and bring to the studio.
because she's afraid. My brother, I will
So
drive
that
as early as 5:36 in the morning to go and bring the lady that will be on air at that time. At the end of the, I'll stay in the station from morning to night. My boss at the time would now say, okay, because we're afraid, they'll get food from outside.
Morning till night.
And that is why
You were lost. I was chilling.
that is why I said exactly that the
You know,
people
you know the
investing
thing,
in radio during that period where businesses were folding
I
up,
feel they don't give us enough
they
credit.
don't give the
I feel they don't give us
investors
enough
credit.
No, aside even
So we'll come back to it. I want to give kudos to the investors, those who spend.
I don't want to go to
in
a particular
Nigeria, not in
angle.
Abuja. Radio business is serious business. How much is this in the market right now? To keep you running for 24 hours, doing the same stuff. Equipment, like you said, equipment is not a joke, man.
Do you know how
No, so
much
I'm
is
glad
license?
that you said radio is serious business, because sometimes we need to talk to these investors. Sir, we know that you are that pay salary, but please let's address these issues. Number one, it's not enough to build a facility.
A world-class facility.
It's great that you have.
Yeah.
It takes more than that. Now, for most of the radio houses that I know, or some of them are owned by people that don't have industry knowledge.
Yeah. Or idea at all.
They are investors. They don't necessarily, they've not been in the industry long enough. Please learn about it. The amount of pressure you put on some of your workers, and I'm not just talking, the on-air. In fact, I don't think you put so much. I don't think you put as much pressure on your on-air personalities as much as you do on, the management staff and then the ones that are off-air. Radio takes a long time before you can start breaking even. It's a long-term investment. Your staff, they have to be in the right mind frame before they can deliver the deliverables.
No, you see.
Now, I am very lucky we who are here, we are very blessed to have, we have a radio station where we are not dealing with the issue of this one I'm going to bring now.
Be careful.
Of pay.
Small.
It has to be. Says World Radio Day. Has to be.
Off your mic. Off your mic.
And the table breaker is off mic.
Don't too shake it. Shake it small.
We don't have the problem of salary payment where I work.
True, very true.
But several radio stations deal with that. Lately, there was there were several radio stations that were being dragged. 8 months
over non-payment of salary.
1 year plus. You've not. Please, in the name of God, your staff need to be in the right frame of mind to be able to deliver.
Let me just
when you start the investment, know
please
that
complete it.
you have
to please, let me give some 30 seconds. You see, the biggest asset of a radio station is not the equipment. It is the human being. The personnel. The human being. So without the human being, who would run the bike? Who would take care of? Nobody would. So, I think, and let me be sincere with you, I've been radio for so long a time to know that listeners are attached emotionally to their presenter. When you take a presenter, the show may still keep going, but it may take like a month or two for the show to get back to shape, because a lot of people either would go with the listener when the presenter
build his fan base.
So they should understand that the presenter as well is a vital part.
But I just want to beg the entrepreneurs or the owners of radio stations. Yeah, see, it's like you giving birth to a child.
Yeah,
the child first of all sits. First of all, you give birth to the child, lays down, sits, crawl before walking. So you don't expect a radio station to give you like 10 million because
you invested 100 million in it.
You get me? So, but the whole thing is the individuals also. You need to also invest on them.
Absolutely.
Your OAPs, you invest on them.
And now the OAP. You see me like this. Everybody used to collect where I am. But the OAP. Hold on. How much value are you bringing to your radio station beyond the listeners, beyond the amount of people that listen to you? What is the quality of what the person on the other side of the radio is getting from you?
Yeah.
Because if I own a radio station and I am paying you 10 naira at the end of the month, and the value you are bringing to me when converted to naira and kobo is
salary?
Exactly 10 naira, you're not bringing me any value.
True.
I started the business, yes, of course, to give value to the people, but also I should make returns. I should be making returns. Yeah. So if you're giving me 12 naira, maybe if you're giving me 15, that is why I emphasized on the importance of building your own personal brand. Because in as much as we like to tell ourselves, radio boosts your ego to a place where you feel like you are irreplaceable.
You're on top of the
like you are on top of the exactly. Hold on, okay. I'm trying to make a point. Like you are the alpha and you are the omega. Every OAP needs to realize that irrespective of the value that you're bringing, you are very replaceable.
Yes,
you are very. We are not indispensable.
I used to have a mantra
as individuals. But radio will make you feel so proud. You feel like
I used to have a mantra. A lot of people know me would know I've been saying this. They will know that this one is coming from me. This is my mantra. You cannot be bigger than the radio station.
Thank you very much.
The radio station is there. You are a part. You are a mechanism
to make it work.
You're just a part of the puzzle. You're not the puzzle. Okay. The puzzle is the radio station. And there is no you that can you sit or go and start a podcast and know how much it is to get all these things. But so you, like you said, it's good to build a brand.
But then again, I was going to say that the way people from the outside look at us as presenters, that they believe that we are millionaires in life.
Yeah.
So look, I know several times that people call me on my show and tell me their problem. You get me?
Yes. You want me to open my DMs?
I don't know. Wait. I tell me their problem. But then again, you are expected to make them feel good because that is your job.
Absolutely.
I know a friend of mine that he was reading the news and they got a call that his father died.
And the news was gone.
The news gone with it.
The news must go.
You must read the news.
It must go.
I want us to come to. I want us to talk about. You are bringing up the emotional.
Just 1 second. No.
The emotional
we
side
are humans
of
too. Just 1 second.
presenters.
Just 1 second. There are times that I'll come. That not just me. Every other person have their good times. There are times I'll come to work not feeling like working. But I must walk. But I must walk. I must make you feel like, oh yes, this is it. This is what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
You read the news smiling and you've not eaten. But then again,
what of heartbreak? When you're dealing with heartbreak and you have to pause, cry, and go back on air.
Do you know? I finished the program some time ago.
Yeah.
And after the program, they told me somebody was waiting for me outside. A man brought a lady on a wheelchair. That they heard me said, okay, I'm going to do a little support thing. I said, Jesus is Lord. Where will I get the kind of money to help you right now? But I might not have that kind of money, but because of the platform I have,
you can drag people
I can introduce you to people or persons that can help you.
Absolutely.
So now, before we got to this point, I was going to ask one question: that how have we been able to use the platform given to us to better the lives of people out there?
I wish you did ask that question because I wanted to say something here. Sometimes, this celebrity thing that they used to use and look at OAPs. Don't you think that we are playing a very, very serious role in making people look at us like that? Growing up, and I'm going to throw this to Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, okay.
Growing up, we used to see radio presenters at first like everybody else. They just had regular government jobs.
Yeah.
They just
It was owned by government.
It was owned by government, and their job was just to relay information. And then coming into the 2000s, like into the 2010, when social media came, we now OAPs at first were very, very. I'm talking about in the days of their Chasby.
Yeah.
They were all about passing information. They were all about touching lives. They were all about doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Creating kings. We were kingmakers. Now OAPs want to be kings. You go for events, you want VIP table by force. You want the check social media. Now, me that I'm talking about it, I do it myself. You are packaging yourself. You are creating videos coming down from various different cars.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the sponsored ones because OAPs can be influencers as well. Yeah. If you're influencing a brand, it's a totally different thing. But when you by yourself, you are carrying yourself like me.
You just package. We now see you and run away.
The pride factor in radio is very high. We need to watch it, right? Mr. Johnson, what's the difference between radio in your day when you started
and
radio now? What are you seeing? And you're like, these children, you people, you don't have sense.
Thank you very much for taking us back to what is radio. Today is World Radio Day. First of all, we're supposed to actually define radio. What is radio in its entirety? The essence of radio is mainly to pass the information, because growing up as a kid, if any information is heard anywhere else, we wait for confirmation from radio. You understand? That is one of the importance of radio. Then coming into the modern age, we now that is when OAP, being a presenter on radio, becomes something. You become a celebrity. Why? Because you are carrying important information. When you look at, we wait for radio to verify information for its authenticity, for us to believe that yes, this is true. Very veritable. That makes you, the presenter, a well-respected individual. That makes you to be celebrated, and that is where the word celebrity now comes in.
Okay.
You having conveying and verifying truth, conveying information to the masses.
Okay.
Because
does it benefit the presenter?
Yeah.
That's big manship. That's celebrityness. That's.
Don't overdo it before your helper leave you and run. They'll think you have made it and you don't make it.
No. That big manship, no respect. In the society, if not for today, that things have changed. That we all look at money, and this money you get anyhow you get it, you've gotten money. But back then, we look at dignity, we look at
yeah.
respect. You understand? And for you to be a radio presenter, anywhere you can, if you mention your name as a presenter, what people now relates to, this man is a very respectable man.
Of course, there are a lot of radio personalities have made it. Talking about has made it. Daddy Freeze, these guys have made it on the radio. On radio. But quickly, I was just going to ask Mr. Ade Folarin a very slight question, briefly. I'm sorry, I had to just quickly cut you. I stepped out the other day and. The lady said, "Oga, we say they work for one radio station like that. I beg, my Pekin won't read mass communication. I beg, and you go like making. I go like make you show am the road. Now, I want to quickly ask you, what advice would you have for the younger generation that are looking up to us, that want to be part of the system, that want to be that celebrity in quote, because they think we have made it and they think that we are of course no there are people, that's where the branding come in. When you're properly branded, you will make it. You will make it. They call people for MC, they call you for shows, they call you for, and you look, the monies you make on the side is more than your salary. Absolutely. There are times I've made, don't think I've made it too. There are times I've made twice my salary for a gig, a job. Just bros, I become just to attend the wedding. And I know how much I make there because I was given a platform, because I've been able to sell myself to a particular point. So now I'm bringing this to Mr. Ade Folarin. Please, as an elder in the system, a grand patron, the daddy-o in the building, please tell us how would you encourage a younger
generation that want to be part of this?
And it's interestingly, we need to encourage them to be part of the radio family, particularly the mass com, reading mass com. Even if you are not going to read mass com, I didn't read mass com, I read political science.
I mean, who read mass com here?
I don't think anybody did.
So funny enough, none of my degrees, none of
I think I went ahead to do my MBA. My MBA, business administration. So I don't know where I have
none of my degrees, none of.
But the key thing is you have to have passion for what you want to do. True. For people personally, I didn't put money first. I put solution first. So if you are going to mass communication, you are going to radio, TV, you're going to become an analyst, as you are trying to propose analyst academy. Me and some of my analyst friends have the resolution that you are going in for the passion. You are going to provide service. You are going to provide solutions to problems. Okay. But if you begin to have the mindset that I'm going there to make money, my brother, my sister, don't just bother yourself about going to it, because you may be disappointed at the end of the day.
Thank you, sir. So I was going to add to what you're saying now. Every one of us here, I want every single person to not only give advice concerning what you do, being an OAP. I want you also, because there are different departments in radio and people think it's just to talk. I'm going to give a very strong advice in the areas of production, because na handwork it be.
Yes.
My brother, my sister, I can never be out of job, because if you send me away, because of that handwork I have, I can stay in my house and make you a jingle and I'll have money. So I just want us to just quickly, from your own angle, different areas. I'm not going to talk about being an on-air personality. Shinwe Blexen will do that. From your own angle too, you will just educate the people, because that's what we do. You educate the people briefly before we go off. The areas, the different areas, aside them hearing your voice. So as the same thing goes to Mr. Johnson.
Basically, explain the value that you
give
have as an
with the platform.
I think first of all, I tell every prospective sport journalist, presenter, or broadcaster, because I do total broadcast, like you already know. The first thing you must be able to know is your use of English. Very important. You don't come on air and say what you want to say, how you want to say it, because sometimes you can come on air and be like she said, and be frustrated, and unfortunately you can't pass your frustration to your listener. You must be able to know how to change your personal mood and your radio mood. You hear someone singing, like, wow, this guy is happy, check out some few minutes later after the show, she's sulking, and it can be so. So first of all, your use of English is important. Your ability to be able to relate with your listener, not with your personal emotions, but with the etiquette.
That's why it's called radio personality.
Exactly. See, radio is make believe. It is make believe.
True.
Like you said, they think we are millionaires.
Yeah.
But come meet me on the road, and I'll deny I was ever on radio. I got to a point where they met me. You had no songs. I said I am not,
Because it's not to pay.
because I was tracking them on the road.
No, I am.
You are very lucky it wasn't TV.
Regardless
Nobody, they didn't know.
If it was TV,
funny enough, they didn't know me. They didn't even know me.
They will say,
They didn't know me until I went to TV for the first time in a long while, and it became a problem for me to even walk on the street. But that's a
How
different
do you
ballgame
handle?
altogether.
How else do you handle the fact that radio is becoming audio-visual?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not becoming worse
That's
for
the
radio.
thing. You think people don't know
Like
you?
we're on YouTube,
Yeah,
and
You can't hide
you can't anymore. So you can't hide anymore.
I
So
personally
the age
chose
we are in
radio
now.
over. If you see me physically, you'll be like, "Girl, she would work for TV." I
Yeah.
have a TV face. I
Yeah.
have the TV face, but I ran away from it because I didn't want the attention of TV, and now you can't run away from it because
exactly.
besides radio being audio visual, if you're thinking of increasing your value as a radio presenter, you also have to be active on social media, and you have to show up. Like, so how are you juggling it now that you're running away from people?
It is what it is. Like I said before, 2010 there was no social media. We evolved. At some point it was digital, then it became analog. It became digital. Then now we're not going to the phase of the social media. At some point we could sit back in our home and begin to and people begin to listen to us in the comfort of our own room.
Remote
exactly. It's getting there. But the good thing about radio is this. Like I said, if you are in for radio, all you need to do is you dance to the tune. What the Gen Zs want to hear right now, want to hear the next 10 years.
Evolve with them.
Evolve with radio.
Friends, yeah.
See, radio is like music. All you need to do is dance.
You hear this one now? Come and start the work.
That
You
is
find out you don't have
paper.
life.
That's important.
Find out your entire existence.
There are a lot of things I tell to prospective presenters. And after you research again.
Very true.
You don't come when like you said in those days when an LP says a word, it's like it's you don't know how many people believe. See, I've walked into a store where people were arguing that Messi better than Ronaldo. One guy said Messi better than Ronaldo. No, so talk for this show for radio. So people take my word.
Authority.
Yeah. So people will come and say, what do you want to, and we've had another person's opinion. What do you say about this thing? That is why you need to have your research.
Are you supposed to have an opinion?
You, as a presenter, you're not supposed to have as a presenter.
Yeah, as a presenter.
But in not having an opinion, you have an opinion. We get it. That is a different
contest.
Exactly. Like I
Lewis,
said,
there are no simple answers to complex
Exactly.
That's the problem with this generation. Everybody's looking for a simple answer to complex situations. Like, you can't. It's not cast in
most
stone.
importantly, what I tell see, if you listen to radio I'll stop with this because my time is coming up. If you listen to radio stations, many people don't take into cognizance pronunciations of words and names.
This table.
Pronunciation of, and when I call the names of these 40 plants, they'll be like, no, so you did school in Scotland. I was having that issue. I take my time to learn how they pronounce these French names, these Spanish, even football names. I'm like, how do you know Daniel Medvedev, Novak Djokovic? I practically go to YouTube and I take like an hour and listen. Pronunciation of names.
It was during this AFCON when you were doing your hobby. I said, Abuja.
So if you want to talk to top cutting corners. All right, let's.
So it's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you. Also, please.
Radio. The essence of radio is to inform, educate, and entertain. And from all what we've been saying, we've spoken on the aspect of entertainment. We've spoken on the aspect of informing. We've, like Nonso just said, he had also spoken on educating, and I think that is the essence of radio. And in as much as the new media had evolved, and it's like the conventional radio is of no value, I want to rewrite that story that you can't do without the conventional radio. The place of the conventional radio cannot be taken, because, like I said earlier, you come to the conventional radio for verification of facts. You can sit down in your room, you can be on the street and be broadcasting. That is what's up with the new media, and anything can go on air. But with the conventional radio, the etiquette is followed, and that is why conventional radio is still key in communication.
Thank you, my elder.
Thank you very
let's
much.
go to, please.
Elder number 2.
The right thing is to encourage everyone that, particularly the young ones that want to go into broadcast media. Someone like me, I consider myself as a multimedia person because I write for get involved in it. But just like they already pointed out, there are key things you need to learn, particularly if you want to be analyst on TV or radio. You have to be rich in research. It is that richness in research that will make you to be able to provide solutions to the problem that are going to be analyzed. Without that, you can't go far in radio, TV. And I also want to encourage young ones to not just thinking of becoming a presenter, a AOP. You can also become an analyst, research analyst on TV and radio. It's also paid, and you can become multimedia talent in that regard also.
Absolutely. Thank you very
so
much, Ade Folaring. Oh, it's my time.
It's your time.
Okay, so number 1, if you ever walk up to me and you say you want to be, radio presenter, I'll tell you don't do it. Run. Okay. Run. I had 2 options in life. I was either going to do what I'm doing today or end up in what is that thing that Fal said? I'm a lawyer. Father, I was called to bar. But right now I'm a rap star. Mommy, I'm popular. I think I prefer the bar now because it's a lot of hard work. Forget jokes. Some of us stayed in radio because we thought it would be an easy way out. I didn't think radio was going to be so difficult. What you're going to have to learn, you have to read. Never stop reading. Read, research, listen to people that are doing what you want to do. And I'm not just saying this to people that want to do radio. Whatever it is that you are involved in life, make sure that you have someone that is doing exactly what you want to be. Like whoever you are seeing that is your future, that has a semblance of what you want to be like. Just watch and emulate. You don't have to copy, just emulate, okay? Now diversify. I'm not just an OAP. I'm a voiceover actor. I'm a producer behind the bars. I am a copywriter. You diversify. Find things that are associated with what you're passionate about and keep doing it. That way you have more value. The market is getting saturated over and over again. We live in a country that has way too many people that are doing what you're doing, irrespective of what it is that you're doing. So you have to increase your value, okay? And stay humble. Radio is going to deceive you that you know everything. You don't really. You just be open to learning. You're not the king of knowledge. You're not anything important like that. You understand? Like you need the listener more than
they need you.
They need you. I'm being honest, and I'm saying this to every listener of Voice of the People 96.1 FM. We have something we do every week. Know that we are reminded of who you are. You are the reason we are here. You're the reason I have a job. We value you so much more than you might think, and if you stop listening to us, we will not eat. So we love you, and thank you for making World Radio Day so beautiful. And that's about what I have to say.
Thank you so very much. Believe me, everyone has spoken very well. For me, if you want to get into radio, I would simply say learn something, because I came in through learning something. Even though I'm not there yet, my GM will always tell me, no, Louis, this is not the way to go. Turn it the other way with me. So in radio, in radio broadcasting, there's behind the scene, the production department, which every single department goes to. The news department comes to the producer, the programs comes to the producer, the
engineering also works.
Engineering. Research. The marketer people, they will bring their jingle for you to produce. Everybody comes to you, and then there are different applications you can learn and work with. You get me? So
don't be stereotyped.
Okay, I just feel like you should learn something, and then it will go a very long way if you have that skill, because if you're living, you can leave the computer behind, but your knowledge, you go with it. That's that.
I'm sorry, I know I had wrapped up, but I applied for a radio job one time, my dream radio job, and I didn't get it. And before the interview ended, one of my interviewers said something to me, and it stuck with me, and it's the reason why I was able to land this job that I have now, because I paid attention to what he said. You want to be on radio, you have to be ready to do more than just talk. Talking is the easiest part of being on radio. You have to be willing to do so much more than just talking.